We all have those days where we're just not feeling it. It's one of those days, right? Like I didn't want to get out of bed, didn't want to go work out, didn't want to read. But we're doing it, baby. Mel Robbins has that rule where you have 5 seconds, not before there's germs on something that you dropped on the ground, right? But 5 seconds before your brain kicks in and kind of tells you that maybe I can't do this, or, maybe that I just don't want to, right? So if you count down from 5 to 4 to 3 to 1, and then you stand up, you can force yourself to act before any kind of second thoughts kick in. And I use that every day. I mean, on those days especially where I just don't feel like doing a single thing, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lift off. Because it's so easy to overthink. And I think everybody needs to do that when it comes to any kind of difficulty, like public speaking. I do that as well because I get nervous as shit right before. Everybody does. And I just say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I get up, I go. I just start talking. And I'll find my way. As long as I get up and I start speaking, I'll find my way. So I did that today. If you're inspired, if you have some kind of deep, like just driving force, you're going to push through times like this. I mean, it may not be pretty, but you're going to show up and you're going to put in that work, and that's all that matters. So even though I don't feel like doing it, today I'm going into the gym. I'm going to work out. I think I'll do squats. I'll do something hard because today I don't feel like working out, so I'm just going to work out as hard as I can, yeah? And I'll probably finish off with a swim. Definitely the jacuzzi. It's my favorite part of the workout because I have a photo shoot tomorrow, as crazy as it sounds, for the website, panaceafit.com. Also, I'll be shooting a podcast today talking about my promise I made to myself as a kid. When I was 6 years old and things were tough, I told myself if things got better, I would live my life to the fullest. And that, after reading Start With Why and Find Your Why and all these deep books that made me go back, that it was so uncomfortable, like diving in deep, like what is my fuel? What is my motivation? Like I told myself if things got better, I was gonna live my life to the absolute fullest, and I would be there for people who felt the same way I felt. And I didn't always live up to this promise. I was like, oh, things got better. Woo, I'm good. Like I don't need to live up to that promise. But as I got older, like I kept feeling like this kind of like urge. Like I felt obligated to do that. And I did the Appalachian Service Project, which was a project, basically what we did is we built houses for people who were less than fortunate, basically, right? Went out to West Virginia, and I think this guy had black lung from the coal mines, and we did all the indoor plumbing. We built handicap accessible like ramps and everything for his house. We installed like a new bathroom, basically installation and all that. And like that, I was so depressed when that trip ended because I was like, this is what life is about, helping people in need, right? Like this is what it's all about. I'm no saint either. It's just, it just felt so good. And I was like, how do I translate that into what I do now? And that is why I wanted to make a Fulfilled Promise podcast, to start inspiring people, start giving people tools they need to kind of like do everything that they want to do. Like this was over spring break and stuff. Like, I don't know, this was back in high school, so no one was going to like Panama City Beach and whatnot, but still, like people were doing fun things. I remember we went down to like Mississippi or New Orleans. It was one of the two. I was like a freshman in high school maybe, and it was like the least glamorous spring break you could ever have. Like it was hot. I was on top of a damn roof, and we were shingling a roof for this guy. I think it was Hurricane Katrina had ripped off their roof. He was the pastor of a church down there, and we just shingled up his roof. We put some of the rafters up there too. I came back, I was the same color of the roof because it was so hot up there. And I would not trade any of those vacations for like a trip to Panama City Beach or anything like that. Like that was so much fun. Like that was awesome. And I want to do that for fitness. I want to start inspiring people. I want to show people that you can do amazing things. You don't have to have any kind of special talent given at birth. You can just develop the tools that you need to succeed. I mean, as corny as it sounds, you can apply anything you learn in the gym to every other aspect of life, and it'll transcend, and it will positively impact your life. But you have to get in there. you have to try, you have to fail, you have to push through roadblocks, and then in time you'll get those skills and things will happen. So now we're gonna lift legs. All right, guys, bye. Whew! I did not want to work out today, but damn do I feel good now. I'm off to my second home, Barnes & Noble's. My third home, technically. Gym is the second, for sure. Read a little bit, shoot a podcast with Tex Davis. I don't know if you guys have heard of the James Smith Academy, but he's the strength programmer for them. He's an Ironman and all-around rugged dude. I can't wait to talk to him. So you guys were asking why I called it the Fulfilled Promise Podcast. I asked you guys what names you wanted to hear, and I didn't choose them. I'm sorry. There were a lot of good options, but the real reason why I chose this name is because I've been reading a bunch of books by Simon Sinek lately. Start with Why, Find Your Why, and whatnot. And it's tough to really go like inwards to understand like what's keeping you going. Like, why am I not motivated? I'm inspired instead, right? And that's why, regardless of money, regardless of time, regardless of energy, I always want to go. I always want to do things. Like, I'm so driven, it's crazy. And it's not for some like short-term incentives. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna get extra client, or oh, I'm gonna get a little extra money. Like, I'll do stuff for free. It feels even better, right? But the whole reason is because when I was young, right, I didn't have the best upbringing. Like, I was in Trinidad. I didn't have either of my parents for a while. My mom was in America, and I went through a tough time. I was a wild kid. I was in trouble. I actually got expelled from school when I was like 6 years old, a good private school in Trinidad. I got kicked out. I was too much, man. I was wild. I used to run around with my shirt off. Now I still do that, but for different reasons, right? Yeah, and I remember I was making the bed with my grandma one time, and I just collapsed. I was like, I miss my parents, man. I miss that. Like, I wanted things to get better. And somewhere along the line, I promise you, this is not made up. I made a promise to myself where if things were to get better, if things were to become more like consistent, like I was, to be with my mom and everything, I would live life to the fullest. I would make the most out of my life if I had my family back and everything was, calm. And I didn't always live by this promise. I took things for granted. When things got better, I was like, woo, we're good. All right. Like, I kind of actually went back to getting in trouble a little bit. But when I started working, I started helping people more and more. I was like, that's what it is. Like, this is my way. Like, this is how I'm going to help people. So I've decided to do that in every way possible. If I'm going to make this my career, I'm going to go all out, and I want to do it in any way I can. And I see people doing things in different vehicles for communication and connecting, inspiring, and educating people. And that's what I want to do. Like, that's what inspires me, because I'm like, I'm fulfilling my promise, right? So I hope you guys enjoy this episode, the previous episode with Liam Zolo, who's the Guinness World Record holder. That was awesome. And future episodes to come. I can't wait. And I hope you guys enjoy. All right. Thank you. Bye.
It's not fun.
It's just detrimental.
It's not fun. Like, I don't get how people enjoy running,
I get it. Like, I get it. Like, I get it. Like, it's just like cycling. Like, you have your tribe, and like you go out and you bust out. And you do runs at certain destinations, and they're cool destinations, and you can challenge yourself in different ways. Do elevation runs and whatever. I get it, but I'm looking at it from a trainer. My whole goal as a PT is to look at your diet, see what you're eating, see what your habits are, and I want to figure out a way to let you eat that same food and have those same habits, but let's keep you in a caloric deficit, and let's work smarter and not harder.
Exactly. Yeah, and a big thing, like you said, like, keep your same diet and let's like establish a caloric deficit. I love that, because so many people are like, all right, you come to me in the consultation, tell me what you eat for breakfast, lunch, dinner. Here's your new meal plan, and it's like, quit everything you love, like, just drop that.
Yeah.
Here's your new
doesn't
plan.
work.
Like, no one's gonna stick with that, and chances are they're gonna leave, because they're gonna be so like, they're gonna say, this guy's cutting out like everything I love. Like, they're not gonna view that as something they enjoy doing or sustain. You have to kind of like start big and work your way smaller. Yeah, just small
adherence.
Podcast went well. Thank you guys for following me throughout this this first vlog. Just getting a little reading done, then going to sleep. First client, gotta be up at 4:30. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks. Bye.